Oh, see your lips moving, but
Can anybody else hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, you're fine.
I feel like this always happens to me. I could hear you just a moment ago.
Can you hear us now?
Hello?
Can you hear us?
I can hear you now.
Awesome. Okay, so we are live. So let's go ahead and get started with this. Let's see here. Well, we start with just like normal group assignment stuff. What was some of the examples that you guys came up with for this week?
Wow. I I didn't get that. I don't know if I was the only one that cut off, but
Did you guys all hear me?
I don't think the connection is the best today, to be honest. I'm going to see if I can just move things here around because can you hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So what were some examples that you guys came up with for this week's individual assignment?
I came up with like,
okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, I came up with remember with this company Enron, ENRON.
Uh-huh.
That's the example that I found that it was really close to what for the individual example, that they were so shady that a lot of shareholders lost everything because of the way they were managing.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. What about you guys? Anybody else have an example?
really confused by what we had to do this week, and I just couldn't find one.
I couldn't find much information about it, but to my understanding, or the example I used is someone who like had a company and they wanted to, like a small company, and they wanted to increase their capital, and so they were selling. What was it? I don't have it in front of me. I can't remember was it bonds? I think. Anyways, but it was for so little that they didn't need to register it, because registering it, like a normal large company, would cost so much. And so using that route to save them money, and kind of that position with, what was it called? Something A. Is that what it was called? I don't remember. I don't have it in front of me.
Regulation A?
Yeah,
Regulation A. Yeah.
So from what I understood is when a company wants to go public, and so basically sell stock in their company to the public instead of just have private investors, there's like a bunch of different things you have to do, a bunch of like hoops to jump through, and it's kind of a big process. So Regulation A gives you exemptions to that process, to parts of that process, and like the financial statements that you have to fill out and stuff, and provide, don't have to go back as far and things like that. And to kind of qualify for Regulation A, you have to be qualified as a what's it called? An emerging growth company, and EGC. And to qualify as that, there's a couple of different things, but the main one is that your last fiscal year's revenue has to be below $1 billion. And so, and there's a couple other ones, something about $1 billion of debt. You have to have less than that. And there's another one that was in the reading, but I can't remember what it was. And so my example was just a guy wanted to take his company public, and he didn't want to go through a huge, long process. So he saw how he learned about Regulation A and how to file as a EGC, and so that's the process he took, and that's kind of what I wrote up for our group thing. It was kind of that similar thing.
Cool.
So it seems like there is a lot more regulations because there's been issues in the past, right? Like they were hiding information. The stocks were really not accurate in terms of prices, and it reminds me of Enron that it was so. I remember that it was on the news all the time.
Yeah, and so and it was a lot harder for these like not smaller companies, but these companies that didn't have as much revenue as the other ones to become public. And but since then, they've said that the companies that are qualified as a EGC, they rise, their stock price rises faster, like at least 10% faster than bigger companies do. And so it's definitely a good thing that they make these regulations and things like that, so that it's easier for companies to get in there and to make money. It helps the economy overall.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So what do
I agree.
So were you guys able to? I sent that group assignment over the email to you guys. Did anybody have a chance to look at it?
They had it up.
Yeah,
I looked at it. It looks really good. It looks solid. Like, honestly, I think I fixed like a couple of just grammar mistakes, which weren't huge. And that's the only change I made.
Okay. Yeah. No. Cool. Yeah. I don't have the greatest grammar, so that's awesome. So I have both of those. So we have our group assignment, the one that's normally the one that's due like every week, and then also the big one, the Dirks and Securities and Exchange Commission. So basically, this one's about insider trading and whether this Dirks dude, whether he was guilty of it. And you guys all read it, but basically he was given information by people that worked for the company that he was investigating about fraud, and the fraud was that they had more assets than they actually did. So he went and told some investors that, hey, this company is gonna get busted for fraud for reporting more assets. And so these guys all pulled out, and in one day there was like $16 billion pulled out at the same time from 6 different investors. And so after that all happened, then it finally went. It finally came out what this had happened with this company. So the SEC got involved, and they investigated the whole thing, and they saw that Dirks had done all this stuff. And so they said that because of whatever it's called, the SEC Rule 10b-5, that he had released information that would hurt this company, and that he had some sort of financial obligation to them, but it in fact does not. That exact rule doesn't state anything that Dirks did, and the Supreme Court ruled that he had no financial tie to the company, and they said that he was not. He didn't do anything wrong. So
okay.
That's what I understood from it all. And then I don't know if this makes sense, but the scripture I put says, "For behold, I do not require at their hands to fight the battles of Zion. For as I said in a former commandment, even so will I fulfill, I will fight your battles." So the Lord doesn't require us of Zion, just like this guy wasn't required to withhold that information from different investors. So
Right.
a stretch right there, but I feel like every week, everybody's gospel principles is stretch.
For some
No,
reason,
it's
I
good.
was looking to hear like half. I'm sorry. It's just, I think it's my internet connection. I'm sorry. Are you guys still there?
I'm still here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's my internet. I'm really sorry. Okay, and the judgment at the end was reversed?
Yep.
Okay. I'm just going to clerk and securities.
So that the assignment we do, the whatever it's called, amicus curiae or whatever, that assignment should be pretty easy this week since we have this. You already kind of know what's going on.
Hello? Y'all still there?
Does anybody have any questions?
Here.
Yeah, I think our internet is horrible today.
I'll go ahead and post these if everybody's cool with that.
I'm good with it. I don't know about everybody else, but
That's perfect. It was really perfect. Better than this.
Yeah, everything looked great. If y'all can still hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool.
Okay, well, then I'll go ahead and post both of these and the group project, and we're good to go.
all right.
It was awesome that we're all able to make it tonight.
Perfect. Thank you so much for being here.
Yep. Okay,
right.
talk to you guys later.
Thank you.
You guys.